My name is Patrick Widener. I'm Editor-in-Chief for Hospitality Investor. I'm delighted to be joined today by Mark Shalala from Choice Hotels.
Patrick, thanks for having me.
So you oversee a development across a wide range of brands and across the portfolio at Choice. I mean, what's the overarching growth strategy for the company?
Yeah, I think the goal initially is to make sure that each one of these brands is scaled in a way that's meaningful and purposeful, that's going to create an amazing guest experience at each one of the segments they compete in, but also a compelling investment opportunity for investors in these new spaces. Choice Hotels is predominantly a mid-scale platform for 80 years, but we have been chipping away pretty nicely in the upscale space. We now have over 400 plus hotels and 110,000 upscale rooms.
Wow.
Not a bad start. We think we're just scratching the surface of where we can take this. Last year, we experienced 16% year-over-year growth. So the momentum is building, and we feel really confident that we can continue to scale these brands in a meaningful way.
And one of the biggest pieces of news over the last couple of years was the acquisition of the Radisson brands in the US in this area. I mean, how have you integrated that brand within the Upscale portfolio, and what are your plans for it?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Radisson Americas acquisition is going to be a truly, look back on, a truly transformational moment in Choice Hotels' 80-year history. I think really what it says is that we're evolving as a company. And as I spoke to before, it creates just a more broader offering for our guests, but really more opportunities for our development base to unlock revenue opportunities within those different segments. And we're going to go in and strategically grow these brands, the upscale segment, upscale full service, upper upscale soft branding with Radisson Individuals, Radisson Blue. Those new brands created new white space growth channels for Choice where we hadn't existed. And so we're going to go after those segments with intent and strategy and make sure that we're delivering both a compelling guest stay and also a compelling investment opportunity for our.
And one of the biggest buzzwords within the industry over the last couple of years has been conversions. I mean, because we all know how challenging it has been to develop ground up. So, I mean, how do you think about conversions within the upscale segment at Choice?
Yeah, so conversions are going to be a huge part of our growth. And brands like Radisson, Radisson Individuals really are set up for conversion. Really, I think what you're talking about is when you consider converting brands that were traditionally new construction. Like our Cambria brand, which is traditional. It's like 95%, 98% really new construction. We're going to look at some conversion opportunities, but it's going to be very strategic and very selective. We've created an incredible brand with incredible product offering, and that's what the guests have come to expect. So if we're going to convert a brand like that, we want to make sure it's with the right sponsor who's going to do right by the brand. And it's in a market that sort of, there's a business case of why we would convert, meaning the barriers to entry is too high to get into, or it's just a great overall business opportunity for both the owner and Choice, and that's why we'd be making a decision to do that. But really sticking to our guns in keeping product quality and in performance top of mind when we look at conversions.
And obviously you've got a lot of competitors in the upscale space. I mean, if you're an investor or developer, what's kind of the USP to joining the Choice system, would you say?
Yeah, I think, look, we're a new player in some of these spaces. And it's a refreshing, I think, compelling option. Candidly, if you look at how some of our competitors are supplied, I think they're oversupplied in some of these markets. So, and kind of competing against themselves in some cases. So when we come into a market, again, I think our upscale brands are clearly delineated. There's some daylight between each one of them. Our goal is to make sure that we're going to be driving profitability for our owners with the different programs that we're going to be offering, helping them drive down the cost of customer acquisition, and making sure they're driving profitability in their hotels. If we don't do that, we're not going to be successful in these segments, and that's going to be the primary focus of Choice Hotels for upscale going forward.
And just finally, I mean, are there any kind of particular trends you're looking at, whether it's in the hotel development space and the consumer space you're looking at and kind of applying to the Choice upscale portfolio over the next few years, do you think? Yeah,
right now, I think one of the hottest trends is the soft branding space. And, we were a pioneer in this space with the introduction of Ascend Collection back in 2008. I think that speaks to Choice's, long history of innovative thought, of being able to kind of look around corners and act and sort of activate trends and bring those opportunities to developers for profitability. Soft branding has really exploded into a multi-tiered, multifaceted segment, fully trackable by the industry. And I think what's driving that interest is if you look at soft branding, it's really the cross-section of guest preferences and developer profitability coming together. What I mean by that is there is a overwhelming demand for localized experiential stay experiences that the guests are hungry for. And on the flip side, for the developer, they love the flexibility that soft branding provides to be able to create a design that's relevant, cool, or unique about that market. We're also saving saving on cost, not meeting specific brand standards. And then at least with us on our soft brands, both Ascend and Radisson Individuals, we provide a lot of flexibility in the operating model. Really trying to right size the operating model and the amenities to that market, again, to drive profitability for our owners. And I think that's what they love about it, and that's what's going to fuel the investment in the soft branding space.
Sounds very exciting. Mark, thanks so much for your time, so I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.